and welcome to Catalan News. Prison is part of the December 21st Catalan election campaign once more. While incarcerated, the Catalan Vice President, Oriol Junqueras, wants to play his role as Esquerra's top candidate. The Catalan News Agency has been able to interview him via correspondence, and in today's show, we'll go into what he said. Today, we also learned that the other three pro-independence leaders being held will again testify in the Spanish Supreme Court on January 11th. Spain's justice continues to investigate events leading up to the Declaration of Independence, including the referendum. Here at Catalan News, we'll also get you today's news on a police operation over this case. Parties continue their efforts to persuade citizens to vote for them on this day 10 of the campaign. In exactly 1 week, Catalans will already have cast their votes. While most of the candidates will be able to follow the counting from their party's seats, others will see the developments from their cells in a Madrid prison. This is the case for Oriol Junqueras, who has said that being jailed is a painful experience. Yet he has also claimed that it is worth going through if it is the only way to freedom.
Oriol Junqueras isn't giving up from prison. He remains active ahead of the election despite not being able to take part in the campaign as Esquerra's main candidate. In a written interview with the Catalan News Agency, he said that he accepts prison if that's the price to pay for Catalonia's freedom. He also denied being responsible for any outbreak of violence, as the Supreme Court claims. In fact, Junqueras said that the only violence in the country was that committed by Spanish police on October the 1st. For yet another day, the election campaign is overshadowed by legal matters. While the socialist leader insisted on the idea of reprieving any convicted pro-independence leaders, the Spanish vice president from the ruling People's Party branded his remarks as fantasy. Meanwhile, Together for Catalonia's Josep Rull, released from prison only last week, speculated on whether Carles Puigdemont will be arrested if he returns.
Que si hi ha un suport a les urnes molt sòlid, molt potent, que esculli el president de Catalunya, que avali el president de Catalunya, ha de ser molt difícil que pugui ser detingut, que pugui ser emmanillat, que pugui ser empresonat.
Catalonia in Common, which is ambiguous on independence, pushed for a left-wing government regardless of the national issue. Its leader pledged to work for free universities. To strengthen the ticket's left-leaning profile, he was joined today by a British journalist and writer.
And I'm here in solidarity because, as I said at the beginning, only by uniting our struggles across borders can we win. Our enemies are international. They don't respect borders. The bankers, the tax dodgers, the unaccountable multinational corporations.
Yet, the unionist Ciudadanos party flatly rejected the possibility of a left-wing government like Catalonia's had over the past decade. At the other end of the spectrum, the far-left CUP party said it will push for independence and social policies alike.
And now we continue our series of interviews of the 7 parties expected to get seats in the Catalan parliament. After visiting campaign events for Esquerra and Ciutadans, today it's the turn of the far-left CUP party. It recently held a political event in Vilanova i la Geltrú. This is a town far enough from Barcelona not to follow the metro area trends, but also distant from Catalonia's inland. It actually provides a good average for Catalan society as a whole.
The CUP party, or Popular Unity Candidacy, considered not to run in this election. They deemed it as illegitimate because it has been called by Madrid following the removal of the Catalan executive, yet in an assembly, its members decided to take part. In fact, common decisions are one of the main singularities of this anti-capitalist, pro-independence party. Its top candidate is Carles Riera, although they don't believe in single leaderships. The CUP's motto is clear in rejecting the Spanish measures against Catalonia's self-rule. The party faces this election with a massive challenge ahead, keeping the historic 10 seats achieved 2 years ago. They were key to ensuring a pro-independence majority in the chamber. Towns like Vilanova i la Geltrú on the coast between Barcelona and Tarragona will be a good thermometer for the CUP.
This town demographically is quite representative of Catalonia as a whole, but the difference is the CUP has a larger stronghold. In fact, it was about 10 years ago when they first entered the local council here, so hopes are high that they could gain another victory. Well, only time will tell if they will be able to maintain the seats that they won in 2015, which was a historic moment for the party.
The CUP is the most explicit party when saying that confrontation with Spain for independence has to continue.
Pot ser un conflicte que duri anys, que ens impliqui patir repressió i suportar repressió i que ens demanarà molta fermesa, molta unitat i un esperit revolucionari indefugible, absolutament indefugible, perquè estem davant d'una dictadura, d'un estat despòtic, d'un estat demofòbic.
The coup is competing with the other two parties in favour of the Catalan state, but also with Catalonia in common, ambiguous over independence but strongly left-leaning, and they will surely get votes on this flank.
I want to vote for them because it's a kind of guarantee that the rights of the workers are going to be defended in this land, in this country.
I'm here because I believe the coup organization is the best option to defend our social rights.
While the party isn't likely to gain seats, it might also be decisive again, yet its leaders have clearly said that they will only support a government for independence if it's committed to building the new republic.
The campaign marches on alongside the ongoing court cases for some of the candidates. 4 pro-independence leaders are still in prison, but 3 of them will try to convince the judge to release them just after New Year's. The Spanish Supreme Court has summoned the 2 pro-independence civil leaders held in custody, Jordi Cuixart and Jordi Sánchez. They were incarcerated 2 months ago, charged with sedition for organizing a demonstration on September 20th. The rally was mainly peaceful. Sánchez is number 2 in the Together for Catalonia candidacy, but today the judge rejected allowing him to take part in events. Deposed Home Affairs Minister Joaquim Forn will also testify on January 11th. Forn, along with Cuixart and Sánchez, asked the judge to be summoned. Meanwhile, Vice President Oriol Junqueras made an appeal to another judge in the same court. Today, we've also learned about the investigations the Spanish police are carrying out for the October 1st referendum, following the orders of a judge. Guardia Civil police corps raided a private postal service company. The operation started around 8 a.m. throughout different seats of the firm and ended up with the arrest of its general director. The company Unipost was to be in charge of sending letters notifying citizens that they had been chosen as polling supervisors for the October 1st vote. Yet another raid from the same corps on September 19th resulted in the seizure of most of the letters. In fact, in the run-up to the referendum, the Spanish police raided several sites, including printing firms, media outlets, delivery companies, and Catalan government offices. Moving on to technology, Barcelona will head the development of the European chip. The Barcelona Supercomputing Center will receive 120 million euros from European funds to lead this production. This might increase the European industrial competitiveness, specifically in the IT field. The project, boosted by the European Commission, aims to develop and commercialize domestic chips instead of using technological products produced elsewhere. And now, time for culture. Some of you might have had a walk through one of Barcelona's most glamorous promenades, Passeig de Gràcia. One of its most iconic modernist buildings is the Casa Ametller. Now, the Catalan History Museum invites its visitors into the life of its architect, Renaissance man Josep Puig i Cadafalch. He is one of the biggest names in Catalan modernism, and this year is the 150th anniversary of his birth.
Modernism, with its fanciful shapes and vivid colors, is one of Barcelona's defining elements. If you, like many others, have been taken in by its unique aesthetic, you have architect Josep Puig i Cadafalch to thank for it. And now, a new exhibit at the Catalan History Museum aims to show you even more. Open until April 15, 2018. 2017 marks a century and a half from Puig i Cadafalch's birth in 1867, and the whole year has seen homages to him. This display, called Puig i Cadafalch, Architect to Catalonia, aims to show viewers a panoramic of the artist's complexity.
És un home que, si bé té una formació d'arquitecte i té una gran activitat com a arquitecte, té una activitat també com a urbanista, com a periodista, com a historiador de l'art, com a arqueòleg, com a polític, com a governant, com allò que avui en dia en diríem gestor cultural.
The connecting narrative in the whole experience is Puig i Cadafalch's own life story, which reflects the history of Catalonia itself. For instance, his presidency in the Commonwealth of Catalonia, the Mancomunitat, Catalonia's first self-governance institution in 200 years.
I a més ell ha tingut un paper protagonista tan important com ser president de la Mancomunitat i viure la dictadura de Primo de Rivera, viure la Guerra Civil i viure l'exili.
The display features items from Puig i Cadafalch's personal collection, kept at the National Archive of Catalonia. Visitors will also be able to see a reconstruction of the architect's study, various sketches, as well as fragments from the ornate corners of the city he designed. Additionally on display are furniture, objects, and decorations from the iconic tavern Quatre Gats, the geometric charm of Casa Ametller, and the towering spires of Casa de las Punxes. Not to mention memorabilia from his time as a politician, even personal effects, to show museum-goers more of what Puig i Cadafalch was really like.
And with this, we come to the end of our show. Earlier this week, we saw some works of art being removed from Lleida, a western Catalan town that has a lot of culture to offer. Let us leave you with images from one of its new exhibitions featuring Oscar Munoz, one of Colombia's most significant visual artists, with exhibitions worldwide and international recognition. For a wholly unique type of art and immersive experience, it's worth the trip. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.